Well, hello, YouTube. Welcome back to another exciting episode on Daily Life. I'm your host, the star of the Daily Life, Tom Johnson. Now, today is a special episode. Today, as you may know, if you're a regular viewer of the program, today is the 100th episode on Daily Life. So it is a celebration here. Now, it's a bittersweet celebration because it also happens to be the final episode of Daily Life on YouTube, powered by Google, of the first season of Daily Life. Yes, that's right. The 100th episode is coinciding with the season finale. Now, if you want to know what this show is going to be like, first of all, it may run 15 minutes. If I can't get out what I need to say in 10, we'll go for 15. I probably won't have a singular topic today, but I'll just be talking about some wrap-up stuff. Things that we've discussed over these past 100 episodes, and things that we will discuss in the fall. And the first thing that I, as your host, star of the Daily Life, Tom Johnson, would like to announce on this season finale episode is that the first episode of the second season of Daily Life. Forgive me if I check my calendar here because I do not want to get the date wrong on you. So you can mark it on your calendars and tune in. The first episode of the Daily Life will begin on September 22nd, 2014. I'm pretty sure I announced that yesterday, but I taped yesterday a while ago. This is a live-to-tape episode of the Daily Life. It's going to air right after I finish taping it. I'm going to open up YouTube, click the thing, and it'll be on the air in about 10 or 15 minutes time from now. So that's why I want to be so sure that you get out a pen like this one, get out a piece of paper like these, whoops, and write September 22nd, 2014, the premiere of the second season on the Daily Life. It's exciting. It really is. Second point of business I want to talk about before I get to my remarks today is that I want to thank you, the viewers of the Daily Life. Now, you know, the Daily Life, it wouldn't be possible without me, because every show does need a host. But it would not be possible without the loyalty of you, the viewer, who tunes in and day out. I mean, I know that you're there because I can see the view going up. Most of you are now in the U.S. When I started, most of you were in Canada. And I've told you many times before, I hail from Canada. But I welcome American viewers. It's great. It's a wonderful thing. In fact, I welcome viewers from around the English-speaking world and from other speaking nations if you speak English as well there. I personally do not speak another language aside from English, so I'm unable to communicate the show in other languages. But, hey, you know, that's the way the cookie crumbles sometimes here on Daily Life. If you're wondering why my face looks red, and it does in the camera, I can see it, although it is kind of a low-quality camera, so maybe it doesn't show up as much. The reason that my face is red is because it's very hot. The reason that the Daily Life starring Tom Johnson will not continue throughout the summer months is a couple of reasons, and I'd just like to detail you to them now, because maybe you're sitting there at home and you're thinking, hey, I don't want to watch Big Brother or The Bachelorette on TV all summer. I want the Daily Life and the reasoned and humorous insight provided by the star of that show, Tom Johnson. You may be thinking that. In fact, if you've stuck with us through all these 100 episodes, you probably are thinking that, because that means you obviously enjoy the show. And the reason that I will not stick with you through the summer, but strongly encourage that you come back in the fall, is twofold. Reason number one, I have summer employment. You know, I'm a university student, and that means that throughout the school year I have a fair amount of time on my hands to tape shows and, look for episodes. It takes, there is some prep that goes into these shows, It's not just a wham bam, tape the show man type thing. I have to think up topics. I have to weigh, the pros and cons of doing a topic. I have to think to myself, geez, I wonder if they would like to hear about snails today. And then I go, no, they probably wouldn't rather hear about snails. That's too narrow a topic. They'd probably rather hear about the beach, for example, which I have done a show on. They probably wouldn't rather hear about neckties, example. They'd probably rather hear about suits, things that go with suits. And these are the kind of considerations that I, as the executive producer, director, and star of the show, I make all these decisions before I tape a show. Uh, you know, that's the responsibility when you're a one-man operation here. I guess I've never credited myself in that way before, so it sounds kind of funny. But I am the executive producer, the director, wardrobe artist, makeup artist. Well, I don't use makeup. I can still credit myself for that. And the star of the show. So it's a one-man operation, and I'm quite happy with the way that this show has worked out. I've surpassed 425 views collectively, and that means that 4 people have viewed every show once. And that's all that I need. Now, obviously, it's not the way that it works. I have several very loyal, what I call loyal friends and true of the daily life, and they view my show every day. And but 425 views that's not substantial, considering this is a one-man operation with none of the flashy graphics and flashy sound effects and that are common in television programs. It's just me, and this is always the way daily life is going to be. It's my promise to you. As long as I run this show as a one-man operation, it'll be like this. Just me entertaining with you. This show really is a thank you show. I mean, the humor will come back in the fall. You can take that to the bank. But this is just kind of a thank you episode because it's important to thank the viewers because the viewers make it possible. And anybody who's in television or radio knows that you have to stay connected with your viewers. That's why also, too, I am announcing formally today, pending approval of my what I call my core viewers, which are small but very loyal, and consultations among them and internal reflections over the summer on my own part. It is in the works that I may decide in the fall to coincide with the second season premiere of The Daily Life, which once again airs Monday, September 22nd, 2014. A Twitter feed. Feel free to comment on this throughout the summer. I'm sure that as the final show, it's going to be up there for 4 months, and you'll have plenty of opportunity to comment on whether you think a Twitter feed would be appropriate or, a way for me to better connect with you as the viewer. I'm really going to leave that open to the viewers. Ultimately, in my capacity as executive producer, director, and star, wardrobe and makeup artist as well, I will decide that. But I want impact from you because you're the people that matter. I'm just a guy. If I get hit by a bus tomorrow, somebody else could carry on this show. It wouldn't carry on because it's one-man show, but that's not the point. Also, if you're wondering why my eyes look so red and puffy, I, like millions of Canadians and Americans, suffer from seasonal allergies. I take medication to control those allergies, but there are good days and there are bad days. I'm sure that millions of people out there who could watch this show sympathize with me because it's one of the most commonly afflicted. It's not a disease. I don't know what you would call it. I think I did a show on allergies once, actually. Anyway, so employment. Get back on what I was actually talking about. And my summer employment is one thing, and also too, another thing. Note, because it's important to note that the other reason that I don't do the show is because people don't watch television in the summer. You should watch television today. Today is a great TV viewing day because it's cloudy and it's showery and rainy, sort of dull and dreary. But that's April and into May, at the beginning of May. That famous saying, April showers bring May flowers, it hasn't quite taken a hold on us yet here in the eastern part of the United States and Canada because it's still April showers. But May flowers will come. May flowers will come. And when that happens and it gets warm, when we move from it getting warm to when it gets really hot in the dog days of summer, July, August, September, people don't want to be in front of their television sets. I mean, there's a lot of times in the year when people, they love to watch television, but the summer is not one of them. People want to be up in the cottage, boating on the lake. They want to be out having a good night at a bar. Stuff like that is what people do during the summer months. They don't sit in front of the television sets. At least I don't. I come from probably the last generation of people like that. I mean, people that are younger than me, the kids that are in school now, they're connected in 24/7. During the summer, I personally like to unplug from the television and the internet. Radio's kind of hard because, I drive around a lot in the summer and it's there. Listen to the morning show, you listen to the drive home show. It's the way it goes. Hard to escape radio when you're a driver. Easy to escape television and internet. That's not to say I don't sit down and watch, baseball every Sunday afternoon. I do that. I enjoy watching baseball. I enjoy taking in a baseball game at the Rogers Center sometimes. But I don't watch a regular TV show in the summer. And that's why they don't air in the summer. It decreases viewership. So. Anyway, that's the reasons why I don't tape. But I'm very much looking forward. With every television show, there's growth. And there's it happens, I guess I'll say. Changes that happen, and I don't know what the second year of The Daily Life starring Tom Johnson is going to bring, but I know it's going to be fun. You can bet on that. It's going to be fun. I've had fun. You've had fun for the past 100 episodes since the premiere episode in early October. What can I say? It's been a blast over the past October, November, December. 7 months. It's been 7 months. God, where does the time go? I think The Daily Life, I'd have to go back and check in the statistics, but I'm pretty sure The Daily Life premiered on October the 3rd or thereabouts. So we're pretty much exactly 7 months from that occurrence. I have spent 100 times 10 minutes, 1,000 minutes. Geez, that seems like a lot of time. 100 times 10 is 1,000. 1,000 minutes speaking to you on ordinary issues. And it's been very fun. Just to give you an idea, I'm curious for myself, and how these shows go, I do impromptu. 1,000 minutes translates into 16 hours of programming over the year. Now, 30 minutes is what the average sitcom would be, but they only air once a week, you see. So the average sitcom only does 11 hours of programming. So I've actually done, a considerable amount more programming than an average television show for far cheaper. It costs a big zip to produce this show, but I love it. We're coming up on the 15-minute mark here now, and this is where the bittersweetness takes in because I have to say goodbye. 13 and a half, 3/4 minutes, whatever we're at now. I just want to thank you again from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for watching. Spread the word. September 22nd, it's the first day of autumn. It's easy to remember. You just mark it on your calendar. Look for the first day of autumn, and there it will be. It's the first day of autumn. I encourage you to tune in. I know you will, because the loyal friends and true of The Daily Life, you will tune in, I'm sure, because otherwise the show would not be on. We wouldn't be able to operate. We wouldn't be on the air without you. Public service message here as we head off in our final 30 seconds of Season 1 on Daily Life, starring Tom Johnson, powered by on YouTube, powered by Google. Got to give a plug to the people who run this show. If you live in the province of Ontario, there is a provincial election. This is my public service message on June 12th. And I encourage you, whatever political affiliation you're from, to go out and vote. It's our democracy. It's your decision. And So please go vote. Couldn't think of a better way to end this show. We will see you in September. That's it for The Daily Life, starring Tom Johnson. Goodbye, everybody, and we'll see you in September.